Well, hello everybody. AJ checking in with you. Hope everybody's doing well today. Today, the 31st came and went. Candy overload's done. Halloween's behind us. Thank God. I love Thanksgiving and everything to do with the next 2 months. So let's jump right into it. Put me on in the background while you're working out, while you're making dinner, while you're walking the dog, cutting the lawn. Let's check out some of the news today. Lots of interesting things going around. I've got some funny moments in here for you and some serious moments in here too. So would love to hear your comments down in the comment section. And if you could do me a huge favor, if you could like and follow, that'd be awesome for that whole YouTube algorithm thing. But let's jump into it. Got a interesting information video here talking about Israel. It's been quiet all on the Eastern Front, but Israel has been challenged with Iran striking within the next probably few days. They're saying that it possibly could be hitting before the elections. Let's check this out.
Ayatollah Ali Khamenei made the decision to go prepare for the attack after reviewing the damage from last week's attack by Israel, according to the New York Times. Iran's top general says the Islamic regime will hit Israelis with what he called an unimaginable response.
You can't live in a sea of fire. You are small. You don't even have somewhere to escape.
For all of Iran's bluster, Saudi Arabia's foreign minister thinks the Iranians realize how vulnerable they are and fear a full-on fight with the IDF.
My sense is that at least on their side, that they realize the risks of escalation and would prefer to avoid it.
Axios reports Israeli intelligence suggests the attack could be launched by pro-Iran militias in Iraq and not from Iran itself, possibly to avoid another Israeli strike on Iran. The reports follow Israel's second attack on Iran last week. At the time, Israel destroyed much of Iran's ballistic missile production.
So if you guys saw any of that last week, it was pretty crazy. They had basically pounded them with jets, over 100 jets going into Iran and making a big statement. So they're thinking that at any moment that there could be just a retaliation, which either way is not going to be good because they tit for tat each other. So it's like one hits, then the other hits, and it's back and forth. And it seems like it's just a matter of time before we jump into some sort of major full-scale war. Israel's already getting things going on 7 different fronts. So it's really crazy. So I've got a couple other things for you here. I was going to show you a funny. Saw this the other day. You know, for those of you dog lovers who know that when your dog grabs your shoes, yep, he knows it. He's in big trouble. Big trouble. Look at all those shoes he got to. Every single one of those has a nibble. This was like hours of nibble time. Yeah, even the pin. He got to the pin as well. Crazy. So one of the things that we've been looking at here over the last little bit is that, with the elections going on, the stuff that's happening around with that, I wanted to play just a clip from Vivek Ramaswamy. If any of you have ever seen or heard any of this stuff, he was actually running for president and then went with President Trump kind of on his team. And I'm not really sure what kind of role he's going to play in regards to the next administration. Maybe if you guys think what he may be doing, maybe post it down in the comments. Chief of staff, maybe? I don't know. He's very outspoken. So interesting conversation. To this one lady asked a question. So I'll play it and then we can talk about it.
I'm a gay conservative and I get a lot of hate online for that. My question for you is, what do you say to people who tell me that my marriage isn't going to be valid after Trump gets into the White House?
Well, first of all, that's just false. Okay, Donald Trump, I'm going to speak for myself, but I have deep confidence that this is deeply consistent with Donald Trump's vision that he stated for the country as well. I said this at Madison Square Garden the other night. You want to know what's funny? It's funny you mentioned this. Marissa is your name?
Yes.
So I said this. I actually got a lot of, not a lot, but a little bit of pushback for this the other night too, right? So we were at Madison Square Garden, and I said one of the things that Donald Trump is going to do for this country that he doesn't get enough credit for, certainly from the media, is I think he's actually going to be the president who unites this country. I actually think that that's true. So I just looked at the audience, and this is in New York City, admittedly. I mean, and that was a hell of an event. I mean, you got 20,000 people in the arena, 200,000 people lined up outside. I haven't felt energy like that
was crazy.
in a long time, and it did not feel like second place energy, by the way. All right, it was first place energy that night. I looked at the audience. I told them, look, I want to address black Americans. We want for you what we want for every American: clean streets, good neighborhoods, safe jobs, good jobs. But we also want a country where you're not judged on the color of your skin. You want to judge on the content of your character or your political beliefs. And then I addressed, and that one didn't generate controversy, but then I got one that.
And I think for Vivek too, it really helps for people of color to speak to these areas of color. For me, white guy. So, if I start speaking to areas of color, they're going to be like, yeah. But, for Vivek here, he has probably undergone or gone through different kind of situations where his color might have been an issue.
I did. I said, my message to gay Americans is this.
So listen to this.
You're free to love who you want, to marry who you want if you want, without the government standing in your way. But that doesn't mean that boys should be able to compete with girls in girls' sports.
100%.
And that doesn't mean that we subject our
Hear what she
kids
said? 100%, she
to
said.
over-sexualization or genital mutilation or chemical castration. And I think we should be able to.
Okay, so she just agreed. She's all, I agree with you 100%. I think women are getting sick and tired of the whole idea. It's like, we're going to throw men into women's sports. I think there's a small percentage of the population that is for that. And then everybody else, for the most part, is like, okay, there's something wrong with that. And people are starting to wake up to that. The big problem is, and he stated it there, the thing is that we want to be able to give people the freedom, but yet we don't want to push things onto minors and onto little kids, like drag shows and different stuff. So here's an example. So here is a Wisconsin middle school teacher. So I think you can probably see this. I'll click on it a little bigger. So there she is, middle school teacher. And she is the principal. It says, who delayed but isn't canceling a trans drag queen activist speaking to the middle school kids at lunch hour. So this is what the public school system, obviously in Wisconsin, is paying for. And that's the whole thing. What Vivek was bringing up, I think what the Republicans bring up all the time, is that they're not trying to push this type of agenda onto somebody, but they want to let people make their own choices. But when it comes to kids, leave the kids out of it so that they don't have to be spoke to by a drag queen at a school. I mean, if I was the father of a kid going to this school, they wouldn't be going to that school anymore. So the next one here, just as a light moment in our stream here, for those of you who call yourself Christians, which I do, and for those of you who are wondering, it's like, what is God doing around this country? This was awesome. I caught this. This is at Texas A&M, a university. And check this out. This is an altar call. And these are students at Texas A&M going up to accept Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior. Things are beginning to change. That's a lot of kids. And it keeps going and going. So that's awesome. There is a awakening, a movement that's happening with today's youth. Those aren't even kids; those are adults. But you sit there and you think about it. They're college students, and they're starting to realize, the thing that we see in the past when it's the 60s and all the issues that were going on. Those youth, the hippie movement, they were hungry for something of God, and these students, these youth right now are starting to feel that same thing. They're just like, you know what? I just want truth. I want something that's genuine. And they're coming up and giving their lives to Jesus, which is awesome. So the other day, JFK was speaking, and or RFK, sorry, JFK is not around anymore. RFK was speaking, and he was getting super duper emotional. The crazy thing is, like, he was a Democrat, and he had basically been canceled. You know, the Democrats, because of his stance and the fact that he wasn't mainstream, they canceled him. And he stepped away through his support behind President Trump and suffered because of it. So let's listen.
I lost a lot of friends and a lot of family.
For those of you who don't know, his voice, he's got something with his throat. I think it's a hereditary thing. So he can't speak very well, but he's breaking up during this. So it's very emotional for him. So let's check it out.
But I have a much bigger family now.
Yeah. You know, it's people that are starting to go the different directions, starting to throw their support towards President Trump. They're finding that, oh, wow, my support level now is a lot more than it was from before. So jumping on, it was funny last night because we just did our trunk or treat, and the funny thing was watching people as they're moving around and they've got trash bags over them, and they're just like, hey, yeah, you're trash, I'm trash, we're trash. And if you get it, you know, you've seen the news the last few days. But President Biden, listen to what he says. And he almost flubs and says he's from Puerto Rico, but listen to this.
The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization is seen as unconscionable, and it's un-American.
So the garbage out there is from his supporters. There's another clip. I thought it was this one, but there's another clip he almost says he's from Puerto Rico, which was interesting because he's not from Puerto Rico. And there's been a lot of Mark Cuban came out the other day. So the billionaire that owns the basketball team, I won't say it online because I don't want to give them any kind of push. But basketball team owner, he owns them, some team in Texas, we'll put it that way. And he said that women who support President Trump are weak. So congratulations, all you who support President Trump. You're weak, according to Mark Cuban. And most of you know who Martin Luther King is. Well, this is his daughter, and Alveda King. And she has a response to Mark Cuban, which I thought was, worthy of being played.
Heads up. Mark Cuban just said, and I quote, "There are no strong, intelligent women around President Trump." Cuban's words are mean, sad, and misogynistic. And the left can't even define what a woman is.
Right? Okay. So yeah, we'll let the mic drop on that one. And the left can't even define what a woman is. Isn't that the truth? Yeah, that gets confusing for them. All right, got to throw this one in. I saw this video, and when you've got your dog and your dog goes out to check out your decorations, check this out. The dog ain't moving. Like, wow.
Maverick.
One with the Halloween decoration.
Maverick, move. It's like, uh-oh, I'm stuck in the middle of the cats. That's crazy. Look at him. He's like frozen. What is he doing? Wow. Maverick, it's okay, dude. Wow. Somebody rescue that dog. Poor dog. All right. So I shared the other day how there was some voting issues going on already. Obviously, and there's always going to be something. But, the whole idea of, sorry, my camera's a little tweaky here. And thank you guys yesterday. My daughter was watching the stream and she's like, "Dad, your mic is so jacked up. I couldn't even listen to it." So hopefully it's better today. I got a Yeti microphone, so hopefully it's a little bit better. Trying to, learn all the little microphone settings. So we'll see if that's better. But I was sharing how in Kentucky they were talking about how the little Dominion voting machines, they're pushing on the buttons, they're pushing on them, and they're not even going through. They're going to the next person down, Kamala Harris. So they're pushing on for Donald Trump, push. Ain't happening, Kamala Harris. So I had mentioned in the stream, I said, okay, is that a one and done? Are they saying anything about it? Are they checking it? Okay, so that was Kentucky. So check this out. This is Texas. So obviously
James Carpenter. I just voted in the White Settlement election. I voted for one president, checked it on the video screen. When I got the paper ballot,
Printed it.
It had the other candidate's name on it. Check your paper ballots, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Wow. Okay, so that was one guy. Check your paper ballots. So we're checking it on the screen. It shows the guy that I want to vote for, or the girl. You know, it's all right. And then you push the button to print it, and then you check it, and it's not that person. So, like, he's warning the people in line. Let's see what Lucas has to say here.
Clark, I voted here at White Settlement Library in Fort Worth.
This shows where it is in Texas by Fort Worth.
About 45 minutes, and there were 2 people that came out and said that their ballots were changed. So everybody double check your printed out ballots. They go in there and they vote, and once they print out their ballot, it's different. So.
Thank you very
Yeah, sorry about the video quality on that. Yeah, so you know, I'm not sure if there's any of those in California, any of those machines, but there might be. So if you're heading out to put in your ballot, you may want to check that out. If it's printing out, check it, verify it. So I don't even know if it's better to send it in early, you know, because there was issues with that. Send it in late, who knows? Or not late, but, you know, day of. So yeah, okay. So, you know, one and done. Okay, so Kentucky. Okay, it's one thing. Texas, ain't no big thing. Okay, wait a minute. It's in Arkansas too. Check this out, guys. Clicking on Donald. Click, click, click. Oh, click. Wait. Oh, there it goes.
Yes, I pushed right there.
Pushed right there. So, kind of old, outdated look screens. I mean, for something that's so modernized, like, you know, taking voting from a machine, seems like they would have something fairly high tech, but I'm sure for expenses and all that fun stuff, it has to be fairly cheap. But as you saw, the person was touch. So, okay, so 75 to 85-year-old person cruises in there. Maybe their eyesight's and all that well. They're thinking they're pushing on Donald there, clickety click, and yeah, who knows? So check, for those of you that are out voting on any machine like this, check your work afterwards, because yeah, you never know. All right, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, the hurricane. We don't hear a lot about that in the news anymore. Hurricane victims, the devastation, the damage. But it's still out there. I mentioned the other day, maybe if you get a chance, go on Samaritan's Purse. Franklin Graham's got a website. He's basically out there doing what the Red Cross does, you know, helping people. But it's a private organization. So maybe check that out. But check this out. I saw this the other day. It was posted on Donald Trump News, but these are linemen that are out working and trying to get repairs done. And apparently they're not getting paid.
Well, here they come. Everybody's coming in. We're all going on strike. Raise them booms! Everybody raise them booms! Nobody's working and doing anything. So, sorry, Asheville, we're here for you, but at the same time, we're here for our families. So if we are not
Asheville,
getting paid,
North Carolina.
We are not doing a single thing. We are not lifting a single hand. It has been 8 weeks. We have not gotten a single penny. Some of us are sleeping in our trucks and our vehicles because they won't even release the per diem, at least, for us to cover our housing. So we are putting our
Sorry about
booms
my camera's going
all
freaky
together,
there.
and none of us will be working until some type of money is paid to us. Enough is enough.
Wow. Okay. So manipulation of the system, money's supposed to be going somewhere. Who knows? But, you know, we sure can get billions of dollars to other countries. We can get it weapons to them. You know, that's no problem. But when it comes to helping our own people, delays. You know, now these guys are, you know, going on strike. And it mentions up here 400 million to Ukraine. But yeah, we can't even get enough to go on towards, you know, Asheville, North Carolina. Here's another one here. So, you know, the last few years with California, it's been going down. But, you know, it was kind of expected. You vote D, and this is kind of what you get. So here's Oakland, California. You let me know if this looks like a third world nation to you. Granted, it is one of the poorest areas in Oakland. I think it's on the 80 or the 88 freeway. But check this out. Oh, I'll probably get dinked for sound violation. So check this out. I'll play it silent. See if it doesn't hurt me here. So yeah. Third world nation right there. Beautiful. Beautiful. And you got RVs, homeless. Who's cleaning this stuff up? Who's making a difference? 4 years of Harris-Biden administration and our wonderful governor Newsom in California is doing an amazing job. Here's proof of that. So if he ever runs for president, don't forget what he's done with California. He's done a great job, by the way. Cough. Yeah. So Kamala here, she's trying to, her last minute pitch, trying to get to those 17 to 24 year olds. How's she going to do it? She's going to tell them how bad it is, and she's going to throw her name behind a video game. So check this out. This is interesting.
I love your generation. I really do.
Totally loves it.
And one of the things about it is you are rightly impatient for change. I love that about you. You are impatient for change. Because look, you have only known the climate crisis and are leading.
Yep, you've only known the climate crisis. I mean, it has just, since you've been born, from that point on, it has been nothing but tragedy and climate crisis. If you're 18 to 24, can you tell me what the climate crisis has affected you by? What? Tell me one thing. Just one thing. Put in the comments one thing that the climate crisis has done to your life and made it so it's something that needs to be obviously mentioned.
Leading then the charge to protect our planet and our future. You young leaders who grew up with active shooter drills and are fighting then to keep our schools safe. Let's reach out to our family and our friends and our classmates and our neighbors and make sure they know the stakes in this election. And let's remind them your vote is your voice and your voice is your power.
Just remember, your vote is your voice and your voice is your power. So yeah, the biggest thing that 18 to 24 year olds are dealing with is climate change and active shooter drills. So hopefully that gains their votes. And if not, the Harris campaign has decided to become part of Fortnite, and that'll be powerful. So Fortnite, they have a new level that you can get into. And as of like a couple of days ago, there was like less than 100 players in this level. Because 18 to 24 year olds, who doesn't want to jump into Kamala Harris land? Actually, I think they called it Freedom Land. I don't know. It should check this out. Freedom Town. Freedom Town. Get the rainbow surfboards. Yeah. Very patriotic. Uh-huh. I don't know if it's true. If any of you play Fortnite and have played this, I heard there was no guns in Freedom Town. So everything is done without firearms in Freedom Town, which, for Fortnite, normally they have firearms. So I don't know. But thanks for joining today. Hopefully some of this made you laugh, and we'll check in with you later. Have a great day. God bless.